Hi, and welcome back to this course on working capital management. In this section, so far, we have discussed what are the credit policies and how do we establish the credit policy. Sometimes during the time of the course of operations, you may have to change the credit policy of the company. You may have to say, okay, we will give the discount or we will not give the discount, or we will be charging any delayed payments, or what are the situations depending on the promotions. So what is the benefit? So the company has to evaluate the benefit of doing this or not doing this. So let us understand this problem with the help of an example, which will help you to understand it very clearly. So here is a problem. The company is selling the product with a 1% discount to the customer who pay cash immediately. Otherwise, they can pay a full price within 30 days, which is a normal procedure in any company, manufacturing or service or anything. You pay advance, you get some cash discount. Otherwise, you have to pay a higher price at the end of 30 days. Now, half of the customers are taking advantage of it, and now the management is thinking, hmm, why don't we just drop the discount and say, okay, everybody is on 30 days. The problem is you may lose some customers by doing that because they may find some cheaper price somewhere else who may be getting some cash discount from the competitors. So you may lose some of them. So you estimate that you're gonna be losing 20 units. Now you are selling 500 units. You will be selling 20 fewer units per month, which means you will be losing 20 customers. You can assume that. And your variable cost is $60 and your selling price is $100. Now, if your required rate of return is 1% per month, will you switch to the policy? Means you have a cost of capital of 12% basically. So let us look at how we are going to evaluate this policy and situation. So the first definitely is to decide whether what will be the cash inflow, incremental cash inflow and cash outflow for each period, so that we can understand. Just gonna be a 1 month every month, right? So now you say, okay, if it costs you $30,000 to make the 500 units, and you receive half of the payment immediately because you are getting cash, so $99. So we can plan that out in a form of a cash plan, so that we can see the other half comes at the 30 days, up 90 days. And so we can now plan the cash flow. The cash flow works like this. At the moment, you are paying 30,000 for purchasing the 500 units, but you are getting $250 immediately, assuming that you are in a trading business and you don't have to put the money into payables. So for the sake of simplicity, otherwise you can even make it broader and put the credit term that you are receiving from your customer as well, from your supplier as well. So that will make the problem a bit more complicated. So we are just gonna make it simpler at the moment. Then half of it you receive now. Then after 30 days you get $25,000, and the next piece you have to pay for the another 500 for it of next month, which is gonna be again 30,000, and you receive some more money for the next sale, so 24,000 more. So now you are paying 5,000 plus you are getting 19,000 at the end of the month. That is the current process. Now what will happen with the new position? So you are getting, because you are selling only 20 units less, 480 units. So now you are paying 28,000, and at the end of the month you are gonna get 48,000 minus 28,000, around about 19,200, right? So that is what you are getting now. So what is the incremental? So the NPV of the previous version, based on the 1% per month, you are getting is 1.9 million, or NPV is 1.89 million. So definitely you are losing 33,600. So that is the cost of making the switch. So should you do that? You don't want to do that, right? The alternative way to look at it is you can get a incremental difference, right? So the incremental difference is now you are paying more by around 23,000, plus you are getting some cash extra, which is going to be about, this is about 19,700, this is about 19,200. So you are actually losing more cash. So you are going to be losing more money than the initial 23,000 plus another 10,000. So the NPV of the switch is negative already. So why should we do that? So we should not make the switch. So that is how we evaluate the situation. Now you can put the real life complications into it. Maybe there are less marketing costs, there are less administrative cost of collecting the cash immediately, or there are suppliers who you can negotiate with the suppliers that you don't have money, you may need a larger credit period. So that is a change of business model which you have to evaluate by looking at what is the incremental cash flow or incremental net present value of your different choices. So you can plan that out and then calculate what will be the benefit or not. So this is how we understand making a switch into the company cash policy. So